personal. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, y'all can save the date. It's going to be a momentous occasion out there in Texas when you're going to have Vergil Ortiz back in the ring. And I got to give Vergil Ortiz and, Eimantas Stanionis, a lot of credit. They've come together, and I believe, they put together, truth be told, one of the best welterweight matchups in recent memory. We know that in this weight class, things never seem to happen. You got Earl Spence and Crawford that haven't fought each other for, ages and ages. You have Rashidi Ellis and Jerron Ennis who are jawing at each other today at the press conference before the fight, and they haven't fought because, whatever, money. So it's just refreshing when you see two fighters that put a fight together, two top guys, two undefeated guys, two fighters that have relevance and significance in the division, put a fight together, and it's a great style matchup. Vergil Ortiz, educated jab, educated pressure, knockout artist, Stanionis, a guy that's physically strong and just beats you down round by round by round. So you can't really ask for much more. And truth be told, all the fights that have official dates, times, and all those kind of things. Right now, I think this for me is the fight because Benavidez and Plant hasn't got an official date yet, so we're still waiting for that. But anyway, let's talk about it. So it was reported by Mike Coppinger, and it's crazy, right? Because we've been getting a lot of talk in boxing from like Ryan Garcia, Calvin Ford, and people like that about how belts don't matter, and maybe they may not matter to those kind of guys because those guys Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, these guys have big followings, they have big social media platforms, but yeah, like I was saying, guys like that have big followings, they got big social media platforms, so they kind of have the popularity and the network and the backing to kind of do as they see fit in it, and they can just move, and a world title still means something, but they can find ways to make it not mean something. But world titles do mean something because there's guys like Stanionis and Hergovich and Philip Hergovich and guys that maybe they don't come from a country where there's a lot of backing, they don't have a big network behind them, there's not a lot of promotional dollars being pushed behind them. So a world title, any form of world title, whether it be the real world title, the secondary title, or even just getting a mandatory spot, it matters to guys like that. And in this particular fight with Vergil Ortiz, Stanionis having that WBA regular title, you can see it reflected in the purse. I mean, oh my God, Stanionis will be getting 75% of a $2.3 million purse bid that was submitted from Golden Boy at the most recent WBA convention. It'll be worth $1.7 million that he's going to get paid. In comparison to what Vergil Ortiz is getting paid, Vergil Ortiz is getting paid $575,000. So world titles do matter, belts do matter, because belts will add to a fighter's marquee value and position them in a fight like this to get the lion's share of the money. So shout out to Stanionis getting his money. And you got to give credit to Vergil Ortiz because Stanionis is a guy that win, lose, or draw, when you fight a guy like this, odds are you're going to take some punishment, you're going to take some damage. And truth be told, $575,000 is not a lot of money for a fight of this magnitude, just being honest, for Vergil Ortiz. So it goes to show you that Vergil Ortiz, I know he turned on the Crawford fight or whatever. I get all that. He's going the WBA route. I get all that. But still, it's not like he's taking a soft touch. And truth be told, I don't know too many fighters in these glamour divisions, whether it be 147, 135, 160, heavyweight. I don't know too many fighters that are in Vergil's position to where like they're a rising star, their value shooting up fight by fight. I don't know too many guys that will fight like a dangerous, formidable, undefeated, hard-hitting opponent like a Stanionis as the B side for $575,000. I just can't. I don't see a lot of fighters doing that. So you got to give Vergil Ortiz his credit and his just due, But this fight will be March 18th. It'll be in Texas. They're saying it'll be either in somewhere somewhere in the DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth metropolitan area. So there's a lot of ways this could go. They can go to Dickies Arena. They can go to the American Airlines Center. They can go to the Cowboys practice facility out there in Frisco. There's a lot of good venues out there in Texas. And truth be told, if I get my way, you know, this will probably be the first fight that True School Sports goes to out of town, you know, because this is a fight that I'm really excited about. This is a fight that I feel like deserves coverage. And truth be told, I mean, let me see. When was the last time we had a welterweight fight this good? Like that actually got signed. That wasn't just hearsay. That wasn't just like a fantasy. You know, I can't really think of too many. Like Crawford Spence hasn't happened. Rashid Ellis Draw Ennis hasn't happened. Boots Vergil hasn't happened. You know, so I don't know. This might be the best welterweight fight we've gotten in boxing, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. But like on paper, going into the fight, this is probably the best welterweight match on paper we've gotten in boxing since Thurman versus Pacquiao, at least for me. Because Ugas versus Spence wasn't like a fight that like I was over the moon about. Neither of Spencer Crawford's like last 2-3 fights have been like fights I've been over the moon about. So I would say Crawford Porter, and probably Pacquiao Thurman. Those are probably the two best fights of the last 3-4 years in the welterweight division. And I would say this is in that bracket. This is probably up there because you got it's not the fact that they're both undefeated. It's the fact that both these guys have so much to prove in the welterweight division. I hear the talk, I hear the chatter. People don't think Vergil Ortiz is that good. They think he's a hype job, this, that, and the third. He's ducking boots, whatever. And a lot of people kind of overlook Stanionis. So both these guys have a lot to prove. And, like I said, Vergil Ortiz, his jab and his boxing skills don't get the credit they deserve. Like, unfortunately, and I don't quite understand this, but a lot of Mexican Americans and Mexican fighters, unfortunately, they get this generalization that they're all come forward, flat-footed sluggers. And I don't think Vergil Ortiz is that. I think Vergil Ortiz has more dimensions to his game. I think there's more he can show. He has had the opponents that could make him show anything. Now, in his last fight against, one of my personal favorites, Michael McKinson pushed him and gave him some really good rounds in spots of that fight. But Michael McKinson just didn't have the power to keep Vergil off of him and keep him honest. This is a much different because not only is Stanionis a guy that can punch and keep Vergil honest, but he's the guy that if Vergil's not careful and if he's not defensively responsible, Stanionis can mess around and stop him and pop the whole balloon, stop the train before it even leaves the station, So it's a quite an important fight for Vergil Ortiz. A lot of people have been comparing this to Kavaluskas. I don't quite see that, other than the fact that they're both from, I think, Lithuania. Kavaluskas is a bit more of a textbook boxer. Stanionis can box too, but Stanionis, I would say, is fresher. He's more durable. He can push Vergil back. And that's the interesting part about this fight to me is, like, we never really seen Vergil Ortiz on the back foot. So we don't really even know if he can fight off his back foot because he's never had to in the professional ranks under the lights. So that's the question I have. If Stanionis pushes Vergil Ortiz back, is Vergil Ortiz going to have any answer? I don't know. We will see, but it should be nothing short of a firefight, nothing short of, I think, one of the best fights in boxing this year. So, let me know what you guys think. Eimantas Stanionis putting his WBA regular title on the line against Vergil Ortiz. Definitely one of the best matchups on paper we've gotten in the welterweight division of the last 3-4 years, no doubt about it. So, looking forward to hopefully being at this one. I got a lot of people, a lot of friends in Texas, a lot of great memories in Texas. I didn't really spend too much time in Texas last year. I did in 2021. Looking to try to spend a lot of time there this year. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think about Vergil Ortiz and Stanionis in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.